Emmerdale fans have been bracing themselves for heartbreak ever since Bear Wolf mysteriously vanished from the village last summer. Now, in a devastating confirmation, Emmerdale boss Laura Shaw has revealed the bleak truth behind Bear's disappearance, and it's a revelation that will send shockwaves through the Dales and leave viewers emotionally shattered. What began as a quiet exit cloaked in misunderstanding and loneliness has unfolded into one of the show's darkest storylines in recent years, involving manipulation, modern slavery, murder, and tragic loss. Bear's fate is not only heartbreaking in itself, but is also set to have long-lasting consequences for his son Paddy Kirk, whose fragile mental health will once again be pushed to breaking point. As 2026 gets underway, Emmerdale is lining up a relentless run of explosive plots, from murder mysteries and surprise resurrections to devastating health diagnoses and dangerous lies finally being exposed. With Laura Shaw lifting the lid on what's ahead, it's clear the village is about to be torn apart like never before. When Bear Wolf quietly left Emmerdale in the summer, viewers were led to believe his departure was harmless, if not bittersweet. In Paddy Kirk's eyes, his dad was simply heading off to Ireland to spend time with a friend, a chance for Bear to reconnect, recharge, and enjoy life away from the village. But that story was nothing more than a comforting illusion. The reality was far darker, far lonelier, and ultimately tragic. Bear's plans with his friend fell apart before they even began, leaving him stranded and unsure of his next move. Burdened by the belief that Paddy no longer wanted him around, Bear made the heartbreaking decision not to return to Emmerdale. Instead, he drifted, sleeping rough in his hire car, clinging to dignity while quietly falling through the cracks. It was during this vulnerable period that fate, or rather, something far more sinister, intervened. Bear's life took a disturbing turn when he was discovered by Ray Walters. Ray, who outwardly appeared to be offering kindness, took Bear to Celia Daniels' farm, promising him shelter, food, and a fresh start in exchange for work. To Bear, it felt like salvation. Cold, isolated, and emotionally broken, Bear believed he had no other choice. It was either accept Ray's offer or continue sleeping in his car, alone and forgotten. Desperate for purpose and human connection, Bear agreed, unaware he was walking straight into a nightmare. At the farm, Bear took on the name Ted, symbolizing his attempt to shed his past and start anew. But instead of finding safety, he found himself trapped in a carefully constructed web of manipulation. Celia and Ray preyed on Bear's vulnerability, gradually convincing him that he belonged there, that the farm was where lost souls like him were meant to end up. Their psychological control was so complete that even when opportunities to leave presented themselves, Bear chose to stay. He genuinely believed they were good people. That belief would cost him everything. Over time, it became clear that Bear wasn't simply a farmhand, he was a prisoner. Alongside others, he was held in conditions that amounted to modern slavery, controlled not through chains but through fear, guilt, and emotional dependency. Celia, in particular, exerted a terrifying level of influence, presenting herself as a savior while quietly destroying the independence of those under her control. Bear's gentle nature and desire to feel useful made him the perfect target. Even when doubts crept in, he pushed them aside. Leaving would mean facing the world alone again, and Bear had already convinced himself that the outside world, and even his own son, no longer wanted him. That tragic misunderstanding sealed his fate. The situation at the farm finally exploded when Celia revealed her most horrifying plan yet. In a chilling moment, she instructed Ray to murder April Windsor, making it clear she was willing to kill anyone who threatened her control. She also told Ray that she would do the same to Bear if necessary, a revelation that shattered any remaining illusion Ray had about their life together. Unable to go through with killing April, Ray made a desperate, irreversible choice. He stabbed Celia in the stomach. Ray knew that as long as Celia lived, he would never truly be free. In that moment, murder felt like the only escape. But the horror didn't end there. After killing Celia, Ray headed to the attic where Bear and the other captives were being kept. When he looked inside, all he could see were Bear's feet lying still on the bed. The body didn't move. To Ray, the conclusion was inescapable. Celia had already murdered the man he had come to see as a father figure. That image haunted him, and it would ultimately lead to further tragedy. Just hours before a major Corey episode aired, Emmerdale viewers learned that Ray Walters had also been murdered, deepening the mystery and leaving Bear's fate painfully uncertain. Now, Laura Shaw has delivered the devastating confirmation fans feared. While Paddy continues his desperate search for his missing father, the truth is grim. While Paddy is still out searching for his missing father, the bleak truth is that Bear has been killed by the villainous Celia. This emotional search and tragic discovery will bring Paddy's mental health problems back to the forefront. Bear Wolf is dead. The loss will reopen wounds for Paddy that never fully healed, pushing his mental health struggles back into sharp focus. Guilt, grief, and unanswered questions will collide, creating a deeply emotional storyline that promises to be both heartbreaking and powerful. Ray's death will not be quietly brushed aside. Laura Shaw has revealed that once his body is discovered, the fallout will be immense. Following the discovery of Ray's body, villagers' secrets will come out as the mystery surrounding Ray's death is finally solved. Multiple suspects will emerge, each hiding secrets that could change the course of their lives. Viewers can expect twists, red herrings, and shocking revelations as Emmerdale builds toward a dramatic resolution. Before the end of January, a special flashback week will take audiences back to the night of the murder, finally revealing who killed Ray and why. Just when fans think they've processed enough shock, Emmerdale throws in an earth-shattering twist. In scenes that stunned viewers, it was revealed that Graham Foster, believed to be dead for years, is actually alive, and he's coming back. A familiar face is returning to the village full-time. None other than Graham Foster will make the sensational comeback. Graham's return will have enormous consequences, particularly for Kim Tate and Joe Tate, with whom he shares a deeply complicated history filled with love, betrayal, and resentment. Kim, Joe, and a past that refuses to stay buried. Graham's relationship with Kim has always been volatile, a toxic mix of passion and power struggles. His sudden reappearance threatens to upend Kim's carefully controlled world, reopening old wounds she'd rather keep buried. For Joe Tate, the return cuts even deeper. Graham was a father figure to him, and believing he was dead shaped Joe's life in ways that can never be undone. Now, Graham must explain what really happened 6 years ago, and why he allowed Joe to believe he was gone forever. The question remains, can Joe ever forgive him? Elsewhere in the village, Charity Dingle's web of lies is starting to unravel. Her pregnancy has already caused tension, but the biggest secret remains hidden. For now, Mackenzie believes he could be the baby's father, completely unaware that Ross Barton is the real dad. With the baby due in spring, Laura Shaw has hinted that the truth may finally come out in dramatic fashion. The birth may be the event that finally exposes all of Charity's secrets. When the truth emerges, the fallout could be catastrophic. The Dingle family are also heading into one of their darkest chapters yet. Laura Shaw has revealed that Kane Dingle will be at the center of a major prostate cancer storyline, spanning 2026, a plot that will test his strength, masculinity, and marriage. As if that wasn't enough, Maura Dingle will be arrested for human trafficking, with her arrest cruelly timed to coincide with Kane's diagnosis. Their complex marriage will be tested as they face dark times. The pressure threatens to tear them apart. Finally, the truth about John's death is set to come out. Victoria's carefully constructed lie, making his death appear to be suicide, will begin to unravel. Worse still, Joe Tate knows the truth and has damning video evidence. Laura Shaw confirmed Joe plans to use it to get what he wants, potentially seizing control of Butler's farm. With Robert desperately trying to protect Victoria by planting evidence, the Sutton family are headed for disaster. From Bear Wolf's tragic death to shocking resurrections, devastating illnesses, and lies that threaten to destroy families, Emmerdale is entering one of its most intense eras yet. As secrets come to light and past sins resurface, no one in the village is safe, and the emotional fallout is only just beginning.